absolutely ridiculous. They'll believe anything. They'll believe anything. So because we run this channel, people often share information with me. So
That's the one I share
somebody shared this with me, but it's all in Chinese. I'm going to need Abby's help to kind of translate it. But I think that the idea here is that you can get fined for like cursing at people.
Yeah.
So I think some of the words are pretty funny, but I can't read the Chinese. So you're going to translate that for us.
Where I gonna find by YouTube? I don't know.
Maybe
No, I
right,
just
so.
explain it.
But before we do that, please give us a like, share, and a subscribe. And yeah, welcome back. We haven't done too many videos recently, but hopefully we'll rectify that. But we always enjoy it when we get a chance to meet on a Saturday and talk about all this stuff, right?
Talk about this.
About everything, right?
It's fun.
So, but hopefully I can learn some new words. Hopefully you can teach me some cool things so I can go and get fined.
All right.
Yeah, okay. So Abby, take it away, right?
let's
Do you
see.
want to use the mouse and you can show us some of these words and tell us about this?
I'm curious. We all know like if you scold cursing someone, and if the person sued you, just the courts will give the fine them.
Yeah, but you know what the thing with that is? That normally you have to show how you've been hurt. And they've got to put a value to that, right? So I think that's why, like, if you say "fuck you" to somebody, you can sue someone, but you're not. But how do you show the damage that's been done to you? That's
I
where
think-
you get a problem with these things.
I
Right?
think how to prove like you get damage, right? So you need some background. You couldn't just like say something bad word.
Sure. So that's why, like, if you slander somebody, if you say your business is bad and you hurt people and you steal from the government, then you can say to somebody, look, my business's reputation has gone down and here's the proof. I've never done anything of that. That person, if they want to say that, they should prove that I did
The
this.
defamation.
Yeah. So that kind of makes sense. But if you just say, well, fuck your mother or something, I mean, like, how do you prove the damage? So I have no idea about these, so you're going to have to tell me what some of these mean.
Sometimes.
But I see that these numbers, like 0 and 100, what are these things about? What's this column?
This is about the money. Find the money.
Oh, so there's one where you don't pay any, there's no fine. What is that?
Fuck.
Okay, so I'm okay. I can go fuck wherever I want.
Oh my
Okay,
god!
that's good, right?
I gotta explain. Something is not easy to translate, but okay, I got.
Okay, so this is like the how serious they are. So let's
They're
go
like
with the lowest first. So after
like
fuck, what's number 2?
2,000. Okay.
The fine is 2,000.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, and what do you have to say to get fined 2,000?
That means you know like people when they're getting older, their hormone change. There's a kind of a period of time. Maybe after people reach 50s.
Dude, people in Taiwan seem very sophisticated. I mean, I would never think of insulting somebody and saying something like connected to hormones. What?
Menopause.
Oh, menopause. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So menopause is an insult?
They say, "Oh, you are menopause." That means.
Well, yeah, what does it mean? Explain. I don't know what it means.
I guess because some people get angry
Okay.
and moment they are not unreasonable.
So you make me angry and I say, you're going through menopause.
Yeah. For example, like I have angry. I say it's not. Because if I go emotional, okay, and you told me, because
Well, does it
You-
make sense? Because
I
surely
know.
once you've gone through menopause, you don't have your menstrual cycle anymore. So you don't have your MC and your period. So then you're probably less emotional after
so
menopause.
the means like there's a hint about you are emotional, you are illogical.
No, I agree. You should be fined for saying that. That's horrible. Really. You're emotional. I'm going to take you to court.
I don't know. Is it gonna find that? Okay, and this is
3,000, all right?
3,000.
What's next?
beach.
You call someone a bitch, that's 3,000.
I don't know because sometimes if some people will say
标子.
标子 is here. I don't know.
Where's 标子? Oh, it's down.
here.
Oh, that's more serious. Hey, 60,000.
60,000.
So how do you say that bitch? I must learn that one because I know that one. And that's the fine is too big. So what's that one?
贱货.
You look embarrassed saying it.
I never said it.
But why are you embarrassed? That's only a 3,000. That's like low on the list. All right.
Okay.
And then check. There's no number 4. Oh no, there is. Hey, why is the order strange?
Why the order is here? Okay.
That's bizarre. Anyway, so what's number 5? 6,000.
米虫. That's a hint. Say you didn't work. You have to rely on someone for living. Like you take money from. Oh, you didn't do nothing. You just rely on someone. 米虫. I think it's just okay. Why is like 6,000?
So if you say you're a lazy fucker, you don't work and you're dependent on your parents, I'm taking you to the court. So that's their job then. You just don't work, let people insult you, and you keep getting money from the government.
I don't.
You keep going off money from fines. Jeez. Okay, number 6. 10,000. Fine. Oof.
No. 王八蛋. I don't know what it's how to say in English.
Like Wang means king, right?
王八蛋. Asshole. Something like asshole.
You can find 10,000 for calling someone an asshole.
Kind of that. This one is like a shameless, dirty thing.
Shameless, dirty thing. 20,000.
20,000. And this one, go eat shit.
How is no, hold on, sorry. How is go eat shit defaming you? It's not saying anything bad about you. It's saying go and eat a piece of shit. Why do you need to get fined for that?
And the judge say, oh, the people who get scolded, their body and their mental like a how to say. They just feel very bad, so they have to go to hospital for clinic.
So basically, if somebody calls you an asshole, go to the hospital and say, "Oh, I feel so hurt," and collect your $25,000.
Kind of like if I say, "Oh, go eat your shit," and the judge will say, "Oh, these people is so hurtful, so he need to go to the hospital, and also I have to pay 25,000 to you."
Jeez.
All right, and this one is like 败类, but it seems like you are bad people, but more in like an insulted way. Bad people.
You're a fucking bad person.
Kind of like that.
30,000.
30,000, and this one is retarded.
You're a retard. It's 50,000.
50,000.
Hey, lucky you don't tell this. I think I've called a lot of people
Retarded.
I might owe a lot of cash. Jeez.
Oh, this one is hard to
explain.
Translation, but it's like a similar like a beach. Like such a beach do like this kind of thing. I see. So fake. Bitch is so fake.
You're a fake bitch is 50,000.
Yeah, you're a fake bitch. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And this is you have shit in your head. Shit head?
That's 50,000.
Shit head?
And the next one, 白托, right?
No, 白痴.
白痴.
Idiot.
55,000 for calling someone an idiot.
I know.
No, wait. What did the judge say?
It say, oh, it's very embarrassing, and you may cause the person like some mental disease, kind of.
You call someone an idiot and it causes mental disease?
I don't know. Maybe I think it's a case dependent. Maybe the person is really not get some problem, and when you say that, or maybe the person already have some disorder. When you say that,
but how do you know they have a disorder?
So I guess it's a case dependent.
All right, and then 婊子 we know.
Yeah,
60,000 for calling you a bitch, right? And the next one, 下 something.
下流. You are lower people. You are dirty. You are
lower class.
Low class. Oh, you
pay $2,000 for calling someone low class.
Low class, 60,000.
Yeah, it's like $2,000.
Yeah. Oh, this one.
Something X something.
Fuck your mother.
Oh, fuck your mother. Jeez, they're taking the fun out of life. That's 80,000.
Yeah.
All right, now we're getting to the big ones. This one's 100,000.
100,000.
What is it?
Like Aboriginal people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a word. It's like a bad word for the Aboriginal people. Okay.
So it's like the N word for black people.
Kind of. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you probably shouldn't say that one in today's world of political correctness, right?
This one I don't understand. This one, like we have a government people.
Mm-hmm.
We say
you're a fucking government worker.
Yes.
Hey, that's the first one I agree with. The first one I agree with. Yeah, that is definitely an insult. That's 300,000.
Say you are a fuck.
You're a fucking government worker. You have to pay $10,000 US.
No, 30.
No, US.
Oh yeah,
that's $10,000 US for calling someone a fucking government worker.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
And there's another one that's 300,000. What is that?
神经病. Like you have a mental illness. You are like how to say?
I've had people call me that. I didn't get the cash.
神经病. How to say that in English?
Do you know how many times people say that to me?
Hey, you gotta be rich.
Dude, I'm going to go back and find these people. I'm taking them all to court. No, but first I'm going to go to the hospital and tell them I have a mental disease. Xi Jinping. I've heard people call many people that I shouldn't say that. And then what's this one? A million?
A million? It's I guess it's call someone like you have a spatial sex relationship. I mean, I guess it's a prostitute or
you're a prostitute.
I guess because it's not very specific.
So it's like saying you're a whore.
Kind of.
$1 million for calling somebody a whore.
Or you probably say like the person do something spatial, like a sexual spatial thing.
But is that an insult? That might be a compliment.
I don't know.
Depends who you're talking to, right? Yeah.
And you
might say, you take it up the ass because, oh, yes, I know. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe I guess maybe for example, some people they just be I don't know, maybe they are too sexy, so you're a whore, or they are too
sexy. You pay $1 million for
no, I guess because I don't know the cast. Maybe some people like just being sissy, and they say, oh, you must do something like a bender a lot kind of thing. So
bender a lot.
You know bender.
you're a bender. $1 million.
So like you also have to apologize in newspaper, in the front page.
For calling someone like a bender. Right?
I'm sorry, I call her like a home, so I need to.
But you know what this makes me think of? I mean, I know we're laughing because this is pretty funny, but when I was a kid, if somebody said something to you and you ran to your parents, there was this expression, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. And that was the attitude the teachers, the parents, everybody had. They were like, well, okay, they said that to you, so what? Say something back. It's just words. But this is like the end of society.
You know, you don't allow to say this.
You can't even say this kind of stuff without paying a fine. I mean, are people truly this soft these days that you can't handle being insulted?
But yeah, I know like it's not polite and it's not respectful to say this kind of words, but I don't think it's worse than kind of fine.
But once they start fining people, now you're going to start incentivizing people.
Incentivizing?
Yeah, well, if I know that the next person who calls me Xi Jinping, I'm warning you now, you better watch out because I'm taking you to court. I'm going to start doing some stupid shit and people are going to say Xi Jinping. I'm going to say, right, give me your name card, please. And I'm going to the hospital and I'm going to tell them I feel depressed and cry a lot. And then I'm going to go and sue them.
I think it's like it shows
I don't even need to work anymore.
Yes, some people really do that.
But I'm joking. But this is what I mean. This incentivizes people, right? Because when you see it worked, I mean, people in Taiwan are changing their name to salmon to get free sushi. If you can get $1 million because someone says that you're a bender, then you know, go and make people insult you and make money. So that's the first issue I see with this, is that this could incentivize us. And what happens next? Once it does and more people realize this, then no one will be free to say anything. Do you want to live in a world where you can't say fuck you to somebody?
I think it's more like people are more fragile, care about feelings. So if you say something, they will really hurt.
Sure, but
maybe it's not really hurt. Maybe some people.
But do you want to live in a world where you can never insult anybody, never say anything because you're always worried about being fined? That sounds a lot more like 1984 to me.
Mm.
And I thought Taiwan was a free country. And in fact, that's another thing that people used to say. I know in America a lot. If someone insulted you in America, people would say, so like the guy who got insulted, would say, hey, what do you say? Blah, blah, blah. And the person would say, it's a free country. I can say what I want to say.
Oh, yeah.
That was a common phrase. Even in South Africa, I used to hear people saying that. I know it's very common in America. It's a free country. I can say what I want to say. Where's this gone? Now it's not a free country. Now, what did you say? Oh, be careful.
Oh, no, I feel it's like when people, like you say in school, people like scold you, you try to fight back. You just,
yeah, exactly.
You try to fight back. But now it's like people ask for authority. Oh, you scold me? Teacher, what I say? This kind of feeling,
When I went to school, I was a pain in the ass when I was young. Like when I went, what was that, grade 6? I think it is grade 6. When do you go to high school? In South Africa, we do a different way.
You mean junior high school?
When I was 12, basically. I
Yeah,
went to boarding school. And I don't think that I'd been prepared very well by my parents to deal well with people. So I was a pain in the ass. So I got bullied a little bit and also insulted. And they also saw me as being the rich kid when I went to school. So you put these two things together. I had a lot of really horrible stuff said to me. Like stuff that I still think about now. But I'm not fucking trying to sue people for that. I had to get tougher and learn to deal with it. And some of the criticism that they said to me was fair. Some was not. I actually got hit a few times by people. I think that was pretty bad. And some of the stuff that was said to me, I think was really pretty bad. But some of the stuff was correct. Some of the stuff that I needed to hear because it was criticism of me for the way I was behaving. And it helped me to see myself and improve. And if I could go back, I wouldn't change it because that really helped me. Helped me to become tougher. Not everything, but some of the things. But nothing's ever going to be 100% either way, right? But the stuff that was said to me by people that I think was bad was also, I wouldn't change it. Because I learned lessons about other people. And I also learned lessons about why people say stuff to you, why people try to be hurtful.
You mean like a reflect?
Yeah, and even in the years since I left school, occasionally I've had these things have popped back and I've thought about them. And it's given me material, maybe, stuff to think about, to understand humans and understand why people behave. And sometimes some of the stuff that was said to me that I didn't like, that I thought was unfair, the lessons I learned, I've been able to speak, because I was a teacher, to other young people and help them understand ways of dealing with these things. So I wouldn't say that any of it was completely bad. Maybe some of the physical stuff was a bit bad, but the words, not really.
It depends on the level. But I think if it's a very basic level, you should. I think I don't know. It's like when I was in elementary school, like kids, they were fight each other in not good word.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you say you are a pig.
Yeah, kids are cruel.
Yeah, kids are cruel. They don't care about your feeling. They just you're a pig. You're something else.
So then I have a question. If kids, we all know kids are cruel. Are adults cruel?
I think adults are also cool, but
they can be, but way less, right?
But yeah, because they can control themselves.
But why'd they get like that?
Oh,
because they went through it when people were being cruel when they were younger. Either they were cruel, they were a bully, they learned from that because they weren't popular, or they were the victim and they also learned and said, I'll never behave like that. But-
they will feel like, oh, that's hurt.
But would
That's
those
the-
people have become strong and learned from those lessons if we'd stopped the kids from being cruel?
Oh,
Probably not.
yeah. Mm.
It's like,
But like I know it's probably as a line. You couldn't like let the kids do too crazy. You'll be like a bully. But I think that right now the line is not easy to to define.
I don't know, like what? Give me an
I don't-
example.
Like,
Like what could you say to somebody? What give me an example of something that you think would cross that line that you just should stop? 'Cause I can't really think of one of those. Give me like the worst thing that you could say to a kid. Your parents don't love you. Your family is low class, horrible people. You don't deserve love. I don't know. I'm just thinking about a few things. What could you say? I don't know what. I mean, because to me, like fuck your parents. I mean, like the F word there doesn't hold a lot of value or weight. Like it's not a big insult. So what could you really say to somebody that would cross the line?
I couldn't.
What your parents wanted to have an abortion, but they couldn't, and so they had to have you. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. Sorry, I couldn't.
I mean, like what? Think of anything, like because you just said it, right? Like that certain things, right?
Because right now, what I think is about talking people, you're a pig. Sorry.
That should be stopped. You're a pig. I mean, pig. Come on, what I
No,
just said
it's
is way
okay.
worse.
It's like yeah, it hurts, but the kids maybe they can maybe they'll try to deal with it, but what I heard is that maybe people bully in the school.
Oh, no, not maybe. People do bully.
But I think bully like it's a physical is different. But
Well, no, you can emotionally bully
bully.
someone. I mean, I think that when the bullying, it's not specifically what you say. The bullying that really is bad is almost where you turn other people against someone.
Oh yeah. Oh, that
kind of
happens
thing.
a lot.
Yeah. But
It's
then
not-
that's not like they are bad words. That's like a lot of things that pile up and you spread it around, you ruin someone's reputation and things like that. But you could easily ruin someone's reputation without crossing the line with the words
Yeah,
that you're talking about.
That's a different way. Bully is a lots of thing combined each other. They are not only talk about the shit word, but they also make a group against you.
Yeah, that to me is way more damaging.
That's
to
a
a
word
person.
damaging.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then how could you, if you made a law against certain words, I don't think you'd fix that problem. Because you could, as I say, very easily do that with words that don't have a bad meaning.
I guess this table, they probably don't find those people just about the words. They probably combine with those bullying thing or other physical stuff, but they just couldn't.
Really? I mean, because some of these things just sound like you said something to someone and then they went to the hospital and then...
Yeah, some of them probably. And
You see, the thing is, it's a slippery slope, right? Like, once you start doing this, where do you stop? Because if I call you a bitch, right, you might think that's the worst thing ever. So that gets added to the list. But then if I say to somebody else, you're a disgrace to your ancestors, that person might think that's horrible. So how do I judge which one is worse, disgrace to the ancestors or bitch that I said to you? It's subjective. So you can't say that the words are going to have the same value and weight and meaning to different people. So once you start making the list, you're never going to stop.
Yeah, you're gonna have a really long list, and you couldn't
Sure. So for me, I'm completely the opposite to that. I think these words should be protected speech. Because all speech should be protected. Look, if you slander someone, if I say that your family made their money by selling prostitutes, then I should be punished. You should take me to court and get me punished as much as you can, because I've really made your name bad. I've accused you and your family of doing some kind of a
it's
crime.
like a really repetition thing, right?
Yeah. But if I say, fuck your mother, you should say, well, fuck your father. Okay, and it should be over there, right? Because, again, I can understand why people would want to do this, but you see, the problem is you'll never stop.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Right. I think they couldn't like make people confused. Some people will say, like I gotta be like maybe like a threaten word. I gonna kill
Well, that's illegal.
kill your family.
Yeah, but that's illegal. You cannot. Freedom of speech laws do not allow that anywhere. That is illegal.
If you
Threatening violence against someone's illegal.
Yeah.
And speech that makes somebody else do violence against someone, that's illegal. We shouldn't allow that.
Yeah. But if it's just maybe like emotional cursing, just for the emotion.
Yeah, you're a
full
bitch.
feeling.
Yeah, why not?
I think the one is like.
And again, I'm very disappointed that this is happening in Taiwan, because I think that people who live here have this belief that Taiwan is a democracy, it is a free country, when it isn't.
That's it.
Right?
What we think of democracy, just that we can vote.
Yeah, people say, oh, we can vote, and that's it, and they think that everything is cool. Everything is not.
They don't care about any.
When you
other
see
thing.
this shit, this is not cool. This is really a problem, and the problem with this that's bigger is that the way you see it now, 5 years later, it's going to be worse. 10 years later, it's going to be worse.
Mm-hmm.
You have to stop these things before they get bad.
Maybe one day you say a woman, "Oh, you're so dark." Then you will be.
I don't understand why that's not on this list now. People in Taiwan do not like being dark. If you call somebody dark,
it's like insulting for someone.
It means that your family works in the fields and you're low class, right? So that should be on the list.
This is so weird. I think, some people really think you have to be white.
You're Indonesian.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know people think that's an insult. So, hey, let's get a pen and paper and see how long we can make this list. Because I know that some people would find that to be an insult.
I think that's not nice. That's an insult.
To some people, it shouldn't be. But it is in Taiwan because... And that's not... I don't think that that's racist. I think it's about economics. It's because people think that if you come from, let's say, Indonesia, that's a poorer country, but both people are still considered Asian. So people almost want to have some kind of a separation, saying we're not that poor. So I don't think that that's purely just because those people are from that country. I think that that's an economic almost issue that gets said in that way, and it really shouldn't. But I know some people who would find that to be an insult.
Is it about economics thing? Because some country are also not rich, but they still like people. For example, maybe some Europe country. I don't know, maybe some or.
No, but we're talking about Taiwan, though, right? So
I mean, if people comes from some poor Europe country, but because they are white skin, so
there's definitely racism towards that.
The Taiwanese won't. If you say, "Oh, you looks like them," Taiwanese won't feel like insulted.
Taiwanese won't, but people in other countries would. Because in the world now, if you come from some of those Slavic Eastern European countries, you're not even considered white. You're considered a minority.
No.
They've made those people into a minority, even though they look like me, blue eyes, blonde hair. They've made them into a minority. So Taiwanese people wouldn't distinguish between them.
No.
But do you think Europeans would distinguish between Indonesians and Taiwanese? Same thing, right? So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's purely a racist thing. I think it's an economic thing.
Okay,
that gets expressed in a racist kind of way. But I don't think that it's just because they're from Indonesia, let's say.
Yeah, just like
it's because they represent something.
Yeah, like a Taiwanese, if you come from Japan, South Korea, they will think,
great.
Not
but if you come from Indonesia or where else? Vietnam, maybe.
Just other countries, Asian country, they were think
But is that a pure race thing? Because all these groups are all Asian.
No.
So it's more, that's why I say, for me at least, that's more economic. But you could add it to the list. somebody could easily say, "Oh, I've got a hospital," or you said I'm this from that country, but I'm not. You making it look like my family is lower, blah blah blah. Why not? Doesn't it fit with some of these?
No, I think yeah.
So where does
I
it
think
where does it stop?
Hmm.
And like I say, I'm disappointed, man. I mean, I've loved living here. I've mentioned this to you before. I've loved living in Taiwan for such a long time, but over the last few years, I see stuff like this. Saw stuff they did with the vaccines and the masks and everything. It doesn't seem that free. Right?
Yeah.
At least to me. So I don't know.
How say just like I think it's like people ask for authority to do something. It makes me feel like it's not.
It's
like
not free. And compared to when I
Mm.
first came here 15 years ago, Taiwan seems a lot less free than it was.
That's free?
Yeah. Than it was 15 years ago.
Really?
To me,
Okay.
it's just purely on my opinion. Yeah, it just seems like I see more
Too
and
much
more.
rules.
It almost seems like
restrictions.
the same stuff that's happening on the left in America is all coming here now. Yeah. To me.
For honestly?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Okay.
you start to see a lot of the gender stuff, and I talk to people. I hear a lot of transgender kind of things. A lot of these types of issues. I just hear it more and more from people.
Yeah.
I mean, when I came here 15 years ago, it was a very traditional place. Taiwan seems a lot less traditional now. So
More progressive.
way more progressive, yes, and also less free when you start seeing all these things, right? So, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, I'd love to know what people think. Yeah, it was funny in the beginning, but serious later on. But yeah, the next person who calls me Xi Jinping better watch out. So
300,000.
300,000 coming my way. Oh, I'm owed.
Wow. How many
Yeah.
times?
Oh, I've been called that many times because I act like an
Yeah.
idiot a lot. So.
Wow, you're gonna be a rich
I'm gonna be a
people,
rich.
huh?
I'm gonna be a rich Xi Jinping. Yeah. All right, we'll be back with the next video soon. Right.
Yeah. Okay.